Okay, the pencil marks we're going to make now are strictly to help you visualize what's going to be happening here. These are not necessarily lines you have to follow. They're not going to be accurate. Again, it's just to help you visualize where these pieces of molding are going to go. So you can see this step created. Now we're going to get to the smallest miter on the whole project. Again, these are not accurate lines, but this is what the piece is going to look like, the little one. It's going to be here. That's the tiniest piece. Again, we're going to follow the old carpenter maxim of cutting the longest pieces first. This piece here and this piece here are our next longest pieces. Well, as you can see, I can easily get this piece out of here, and then we can go into this larger piece to get this piece of molding. For this piece of molding, I'm going to draw my little reminder line to know that my angle is going that direction. For figuring the length of this piece, you can place the miter you have just cut against the plinth block and just kind of eyeball a pencil mark where this line is right here. Cut it at a 90-degree angle. Intentionally just a little bit oversized, and you can file it down to fit. The piece of molding for the other side, it's already been cut, but the wrong direction. Now we're going to change direction. We're going to make our reference mark right there. This left vertical is cut to the proper length. If you want the right vertical to be symmetrical, you can just visually line them up. You can see incorrect. You can line up the dart, this dart and this dart. You can make a mark here. That's the top of your miter on this piece, following this 45. Mark the length of this piece and cut a 90-degree cross cut. Two verticals are now the proper length, but they will be in the way when we try to do the mitering on the horizontal section of the marble. So I'm going to just take them and set them aside for now. The next move is we're going to attempt to get the symmetry so this egg meets an egg on this piece. It's a nice clean fit. To do that, I'm going to use the dart as a reference point. You can see the relationship of the dart to here. We're going to say this way the dart's way too low. So we're going to bring it up. Now we're going to work on this dart, and I'm guessing about there. So just for starters, we can do a miter right there. My little mark there to make sure the angle is the right direction. Get the saw close to that pencil mark and start cutting. Now you can see this is very nice having this piece glued in. It's stationary. It's not going to move and bounce around when we're trying to fit pieces. It's a good foundation. We can make our miter fit there. Now we're going to mark the bottom of our miter going the other direction. We're right here. And we're going to do our little reference line. Say, I want that angle going this way. We're going to take a piece of molding, put it in the corner, and I'll make my little reference mark. And I want a 45 that direction. We're going to be cutting this small piece here. This piece is so small, you really shouldn't worry about matching the pattern. And now we place the vertical back in position. And we'll put our tiny piece there, and right off the corner of this horizontal piece of marble, we're going to make a mark. That's going to be this angle. It's this little sliver. I cut this little sliver of trim a little bit too wide, but that's not a problem. It's very forgiving. You just take on some sandpaper and just kind of sand a little bit off. There you go. Okay, once again, we're using the Tight Bond construction adhesive to glue down this trim. And after we're satisfied that we have a good glue transfer, we will apply a few drops of the jet glue to hold it in place. And if we notice any glue squeeze out, we will use the ever popular magic tool to clean up. Now apply a little bit of pressure to that piece until the CA glue sets up. This sliver of trim is so small, apply a single drop of CA on the face of the miter. Slide that into position, hold it for a second. Check the fit one last time. That's going to be very nice. Okay, to install this piece, we're going to use the construction adhesive and jet glue to hold it in position. Then we'll repeat the process for the other side.